So hey, this is my second live for Flask development. Now we left yesterday. I think last I streamed 3 or 4 days back. So we are going to continue from where we left on the last week. So let's quickly go through the notes and we will see what type of progress we have made. Let me open my readme file. Okay, so yesterday I mean the last stream we basically did and created the Flask app structure like this. No, this is the full structure, but we just created the app directory and we created a config file in the root directory, and we created a factory registration code. Okay, what it is called. So and this environment, to run the code we have to set these environments: Flask app and environment. Somewhere there it is, yeah, Flask env development. And apart from that we also can set these two environment variables, which is secret key, and the secret key is basically used for the session management, which we haven't implemented yet, but we will do soon. And this is for the database URL, okay, or URI. So let's quickly jump to the code base. So this is the config file. No, this is not the config file, this is the app registration. This is the config file. So it basically contains all that secret keys, database name, and database URIs, as you can see here. And okay, I think I forgot to start timer, so I added a timer. So it will work as a timer. So I'm basically going to code for 1 hour, and there is a 15-minute break, so we will do the same. So I'm going to do the same for all my future streams, so it will easy to manage the time, you can say. Now let's continue. Sorry. Everything looks good, and let's look into the app directory. So this is the app directory. So here we created an app, and this is basically app registry. One second. Yep, this is the app registry. We register our app here, create app, with create app function, and this class basically putting the configurations which we have defined here. So this is nothing but a class config, class named config, and we are passing this class name into our function as an object. Okay, so this we have to define. This is we are defining the Flask app, and then we are passing this config class as an argument with this particular code. Okay, line of code, app config from object. So that's it, and this is the basically test path we have defined. And let's check the output. Okay, so this is the output, looks good. Now let's move on to the next part of the tutorial. So yesterday, if I remember, then we have to start from here, creating the Flask blueprint, step 4. Now let's go through the details from here. Okay, looks good, everything. So in this step you will create a blueprint for the main routes that will manage the main component of your Flask application. Got it? And then you will register the blueprint on your factory function. You will create another blueprint, each for blog posts, questions and answers. You will add a few routes to each blueprint and render templates for each route with a template directory for each blueprint. Okay, got it. So basically we have to create a register blueprint for every app. So this tutorial will basically going to define 3 apps. The first one is first one is our blog post, questions and answers. Okay, and the no sorry first one is main routes. Okay, so let's uh, continue with the tutorial, creating the main blueprint and rendering its template. Okay, so in order to create main blueprint, first you have to create a directory called app main, directory inside app directory and directory. So we have to create directory called main inside app directory. Okay, and then create their init.py, and here and in the init.py we have to define this particular line of code from flask import blueprint. bp is equal to blueprint main and name basically. So these are the basics of module definition. If you can see here, you import the blueprint from the flask package, then you use this class to create blueprint object bp, passing it to argument main in this case, and the name special variable which holds the name of the current Python module. Okay, now let's do that first. So basically we have to create a okay, so we are currently inside the app directory, then we have to move here in the task pane, and we have to create a directory main, and inside the main directory we have to create init.py file where we can define everything. Cool. Now what kind of code we have to put? So we have to put from flask import blueprint bp is equal to, okay, you can do one thing, you can open these windows side by side. Where am I? Let's make it small. Okay, so what is the code? From flask import flask blueprint blueprint. Okay, bp is equal to, we have to define an object blueprint should be main and mother. Cool, and he's going to get, okay, it's done. Save the file. Now here you import the blueprint class from the flask package. Okay, then you use this class to create a object blueprint object bp. Yeah, exactly what we did. Passing it a two argument name which is main. Okay, so this is the name of the blueprint. I'm sorry, main, and the name special variable. Okay, so which holds the name of the current Python module. So this particular variable is related to the module, Python module. Okay, how you basically define Python module. You now have a blueprint object. Okay, so we have created blueprint object which will later have routes and functions you can plug into the Flask application you create using the create app. Got it? So we have to basically so which later have routes and functions you can plug into the Flask application. Okay, so I think we so according to this we have to register this blueprint with the factory function. So factory function looks like this is the one. Yep, this is the one. Here we have to, as if you can see here, register blueprints here. Okay, so I think we have to register our blueprints there only. Let's move to the next section. Sorry. Special variable. Okay, you now have a blueprint object which will later have routes and functions you can plug into the Flask application you create using the create app function. You have written into the previous step. Next you will create a routes.py inside your main. Okay, so here we have to define a routes.py main blueprint directory which will hold our routes of the main blueprint. Open a routes.py file inside your blueprint directory. from app.main import bp dot route def index return. Okay, this is simple function basically. Cool. Sorry, actually I'm not able to see my keyboard, and I think I had to work on my coding, keyboard efficiency, since I used to look the keyboard, but now there is a mic between me and my keyboard, so I'm not able to see it properly, although it will it will improve by the time, so no issues. Okay, I have added the routes.py and added a route for simple testing. Okay, now I think we have to import the route, okay, in the main functions. Oops, sorry, I mistakenly closed the tab. One second, let me open. How to load your history. Okay, this is the one where we are here. Okay, so basically we have to register import this routes function, this routes file, you can say, or module, into the our init.py file. Okay, or basically here. So what we have to do from app.main, since this is the location, import routes. Cool. From app.main import routes. Okay, save the file. Already saved it. With this addition, registering a blueprint will also register its route. Okay, cool. Now we have basically added, so this is this particular step has been we added this particular line of code here in the init.py file in main directory, because by doing this, if you register the blueprint, then it will automatically register the app route with itself. Okay, automatically register the app route also as well. So we have to first register the blueprint in the application directories in .py file here, and the code should be let's make a space here, from app.main import bp as main bp. Okay, we are basically importing bp as a main bp here, and then we have to register app.register blueprint. Okay, this function we have to use main bp. Cool. Okay, now it's done. Now let's remove this test route. I think we don't need that. Now let's reload the code. Okay, now if we reload our page, then this page will give us it. Okay, also sometime it is, if it's not work, then just restart this server from here. Let me clear. Okay, cool. Now let's restart. Okay, now it's giving error because we remove this test route. Okay, now let's load the home page. Cool. Now if this is directly loading the route from the main page. Here we have defined, let me show you. Where is main routes? Yeah, this is the route we have defined, and it's loading directly from here, since we configured the init.py in the app directory here, right? We first register the blueprint in the application factory, and then added the this is the okay, this whole part is basically the process of registration. First we have to import the module and then register the module with this app.register blueprint. That's it. Now let's move on to the next part of the tutorial. So what it is doing, okay, now we have to use templates, I guess. Cool. So for that we have to edit the routes.py in the which directory it is, 1 second, main directory. Okay, now let's go to the route.py. Now we have to import this particular directory. Okay, one more interesting fact is the reason this import statement is at the top of this for this import statement, because this is the local local module we have created. Okay, so the thumb rule for importing libraries in Python are you have to import the libraries which are predefined first. Okay, you have to first import the libraries which are predefined. So as you know that we installed the Flask library, so we have to import it first, otherwise it will give some sort of warning. You can, if you try to analyze the code in code analyzer. So that's actually best practice. Render template, cool. Now let's modify the code accordingly. Return render template. Cool. Now let's create a template directory which will go in the main templa templa days. Oops, this is not the one, bro. Now I have to delete this. I should have created a directory which I can do. It will go here inside here, templates. Now let's create a base.html here. Base.html. So for base.html code, instead of writing it, I'll just copy it from here, since it's HTML and CSS, right? I mean HTML, CSS and JavaScript is also not there. Okay, cool. Now go to the base.html, put all the code and save it. Cool. Now if you can see the code here, let me zoom this window, maximize this window. So this is the Jinja block. Okay, so whatever you put in the title, right? So this we are basically defining a title block here, block title int block. This is the basic format of defining a block with Jinja. So URL for, if you can see, so it's basically what this piece of href code is going to do. It will basically load the route, okay, main.index, and if you can see what is the route for main.index is, you can see route.py though. So this is in the main directory and the function name is index, so it will basically going to load this particular page if you in the href, okay, that anchor, sorry. That's it, and here is the block content block, if you can see. Now let's move on. Okay, now we have to define index.html is there. No, we have to create index.html in the template directory here only. Index.html, cool. Now save it. Now let's reload it. Okay, I think we have to restart our server. Okay, it's got restarted. Where is the reload? Okay, cool. Now if you can see, then we have 4 categories, buttons and all these things. So let's have a little bit explanation of how exactly the code is working. I had to again maximize the window. So if you can see, then this is the index.html template, right? And this basically this index.html is going to rendered by this route. So if the reason okay, so if you can see the index.html then is basically including with the extend keyword, Jinja keyword, base.html inside it. Okay, and here we basically define the block content block. So what this particular thing is doing, and here if you can see, then we also define the title block. Now this is basically, so the thing here, this is very clever actually. If you can see, then this whole part is basically rendered within the content block, as well as this part is basically rendered in two places. The first is basically title block, if you can see here, and the home page of Flash app is basically also get rendered as H1 tab. Okay, so that's the basic cool things. But okay, it's cool. Now let's move on to the next section. So creating a post blueprint and rendering its template. Okay, let's try to render it. We'll follow the tutorial as same as like the past last one. Okay, now create a directory. Okay, let's put it. What we have to do? Okay, we can do it a little bit here as well, since still visible. Okay, that's cool. Now let's create post.init.py. So we have to move here, click here, add posts. I can basically create a directory and file at the same time, if I'm not wrong. Cool, which is I'm not wrong, which means I'm not wrong. Okay, now let's put this code. So it's a similar thing which exactly what we have done. Okay, let's, instead of writing it, let's just copy that same thing from, where am I? Okay, let's go to the mains init.py, copy everything. Why it's not there? Cool bro, it's something. Copy, paste. Now what we have to update? app.man import, this will be posts. Instead of man, it should be posts. posts, posts. Cool. And instead of app.man, it will be app.posts. Import from app.post, import routes. Now I have to add here no. From Flask import template from app.posts import bp. Cool. Blueprint. Now let's define this routes. bp.route route def index. Cool. Okay, we are directly define template here. Return template, render template, sorry, and the render template. Template should be posts index.html, and the other one is bp.rou route categories 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 def categories return render template posts categories.html. Cool. Okay, now here is some different thing, as you can see here. So what's the basic difference is, what I have seen here is, I'm seeing right now actually, in the index.route your render template file within the okay, so the problem here is, if you can see, the template name is same, okay, index.html, then we are not able to put the same name file with the same name in the same directory. So instead of putting index.html in the template directory, we'll create another directory. Here the author basically created a new directory, post, and put all the things inside there. That's cool, which I'm seeing a lot. Let's do that. We have to move here and posts index.html, copy this fucking code and fuck up. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, cool. Now here is the categories.html as well. Copy this. It's done. Now we have to register the app. Okay, so registration should be the same. Should be init.py, so it should be okay. Let's try to from app.posts import bps posts bp. Cool. app.register blueprint posts and here the one of the URL prefixes has been defined here. If you can see, URL prefix equals to post / posts. Cool. One more thing I have a little bit confusion is how this is basically rendering base.html in the same directory. Okay, this post doesn't mention anything about the base.html rendering, so we will go with it. Now let's render this posts. Nope, I think I have to reload this server. Restart the server as well. Go here and reload it again. Cool, now this is working. And categories, we can see. Yeah, hey, it's working. Good. And we have to move to the next section. I think this part is also completed. And okay, the post page heading, load of the posts and categories. To make the post and categories link in the navigation bar functional, open the base.template and modify for the got it. Now we have to modify the base.html, which is in the template directory. Okay, it should be like this. URL for posts.index and categories should be similar to like this one. URL for dot categories. Why C is capital, bro? Should be small now. Now let's reload the code and we'll see if it's there or not. Okay, I think I had to restart the app again. That sucked, man. Cool, working fine. Now let's go to the code pen and move ahead. Okay, creating a questions blueprint and rendering its template. Yeah, we can do the same, I guess. To create a blueprint in the question answers, create a new questions directory. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little bit bored. It's almost half an hour. So, okay. But we'll continue with this one. After half an hour, we'll take a break for 15 minutes. Or we can stream for 1 hour only today because I'm getting bored right now. I have to continue with this to make a habit. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Okay. So okay, without seeing code, let's create this one by ourselves. First we have to go to the app category and add. It should be questions QUESTIONS. init.py. Whoops. Now let's copy everything from post and we'll modify according to their requirement. Cool. Questions. App.questions import routes. Okay, this is cool. And let's add a route. Routes.py. The code should be from class import render template questions dot okay, I forgot what should be here. App.post question import pp. Import BP and we have to define routes. Okay, now let's register the app here. It should be from app.questions import BPS questions BP app dot register app dot register blueprint questions BP URL prefix okay. Now one last thing we have to do is add a folder here. Questions index.html. Cool. Okay, this is already added. Now let's update this one as well. Base index. No, not this one. Base.html. Sorry. URL for questions dot index should be fine, I guess. Cool. Now let's move to the next one. So adding Flask alchemy models to your Flask applications. So this should be the next step. This will be the next step. I don't think it will take that much time to complete the whole tutorial, I guess. Okay, let's take a 2-minute break. I'll have some water and then we will continue. Hey, hello. Hey guys, I'm back. So let's continue with where we left. So I'll try to complete this Flask SQL Alchemy add-on. So I think we just have to here add an SQL Alchemy, import SQL Alchemy. Sorry. So to add a Flask SQL Alchemy extension to your okay. So let's read these details a little bit. In this step, you will integrate Flask SQL Alchemy with your application, add a directory for database models, and create a model for posts and one for questions. You will insert a few blog posts into the post table, then edit the posts index route to display all posts in the database. You will also insert a few questions and answers into the questions table to display them on the questions index page alongside a new web form for adding further questions and answer to the database. Okay, at this point in this tutorial, your Flask app directory structure is as follows, excluding the virtual environment directory. Okay, this is our directory. Where is the app directory? I have to find. Okay, now let's create a extension.py here. It should be inside the app directory. What is happening? Okay, and extensions.py. Cool. From a Flask SQL Alchemy, import SQL Alchemy db equal to SQL Alchemy. That's it, I guess. Now close the file. You import the SQL Alchemy class from the Flask SQL Alchemy package, and then you use it to create a DB database object with no arguments. Okay, you will use this DB object to integrate SQL Alchemy with Flask application. You construct in your factory function, open init.py app init.py file and edit the factory function. Okay, you have to open with this one. No, not this one. Let's close these ones, and here we have to do this. Okay, db we have to import, I guess. Yeah, from app dot extensions import db and db dot init app. Yeah, that's it. And what we have to do? Okay, you import db object extension model created earlier. Before registering Blueprint, you connect the database object to the app application instance in the db app. Okay, method init db init app. You can use your db object to create and interact with the Flask SQL Alchemy models in your application. Remember that you have configured the Flask Alchemy using the config object in the config.py Flask directory. Okay, you can open this file for quick window. Okay, got it. If you don't set up database URI environment variable, the db object will default. Okay, I got this. You can check the database was registered correctly using the Flask shell. Okay, first with your virtual environment activated, make sure you have set up your Flask environment variable in your Flask app. Yep, now Flask shell. Okay, let it be running. Let's close this. Flask shell. Okay, from app dot extension import db print db. Okay, cool. Now creating and interacting with the post model. So where is the models.py? Okay, now we have to create a directory again for models. That's actually quite a good approach. Let's exit this and run the app. Now here we have to go to here again, edit models, and what is the first model is post.py, not pst, post.py. Now import the app.extensions, so we have to import the db object here. Cool. Now let's define a class called post. It's a regular job. db.model id, db.column, db.int integer, primary key true, title equal to db.column, db string 150, content is equal to db.column, db.text. Okay, that's cool. Def self return f. Should be self dot title. Cool, it's working fine, I guess. And I have to put this one as well. Yeah, looks good. Close the file. Now we have to import and create this particular database. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. So you imported the db database, okay? Yeah, data object, and then it's a flask SQL can be called post, okay? Got it. And you use the special repr method to provide a string representation of each post object using the title. Okay, for more flask SQL alchemy contribute. Okay, for open the flash shell to create the post table based on the post model. Okay, to create, okay, what is this? Open the flash shell to create the post table based on the post model. Okay, let's do the same. Open the shell from app.extension, import db from app.post, import post db dot create all. Okay, it will create all. Method will create all the post tables. The code should execute without an output if it is an error extension of post.files. Okay, check. I'm sorry. And review the previous steps to ensure you have followed them as okay, got it. The db.createAll function does not receive, recreate or update a table if already exists. For example, if you want to modify your table, adding a new column, and so run the db.createAll. function. Okay. The change you make to the model will not be applied to the table. It as the solution is to delete all the existing database tables and with the drop all and function create all. This command will apply to modification. You can make change to update the existing data and make to use schema extension to update database and preserve existing data. Okay. By your table and preserve data, you can use the Flask migrate extension too. Okay, good information. Run the following code to create 10 random posts. Okay, now what you have to do, import random for I in range 0 to 10. Cool. You import the DB object. Database model and the random Python model. Okay, got it. It's just self-explanatory code. Now let's edit the routes.py. Okay. So basically, what we have to do, we have to read the data. Then this is the function to read, I guess. Yeah. I think we can finish this today only. So instead of taking break, we'll continue with the study and with the coding. We are here. Now let's quickly add these details to routes.py. It should be go to posts, since we are reading the post routes.py, where it will be post index.html. We have to read from here. We have to import these two libraries from app.extension extensions, import db from app.models.post import post. Cool. Now you have to pass this data to posts. Posts equals posts. Now let's modify the template. Post index.posts. Yep. So what kind of modification is there? Oh, we can do it manually actually. It will be easy. Here. It's basically Jinja code. For post in posts. There is a div. Cool. Okay, here we will have int var. Okay, so it's finished. Now let's put an href here. I just wanted to refresh my knowledge, that's why I did all the coding manually instead of copy pasting. And it's almost a break time, but we'll continue with this tutorial. Okay, now let's save it. We have to save this one as well. Now let's restart the server. I think I have to exit from here. Run. Okay, where is the Flask app posts? That's not there. Okay, what seems to be the issue here? App posts routes. Got it, bro. I made a mistake here. It should be here actually. Cut it. Yeah. Let's restart the app. Cool. Now it's here. Follow the tutorial along with it. Creating interacting with questions model. Now let's create a question model. Models inside the model directory. So where is our model directory? Extensions db. So let's look at the extensions file. Shit. I think I'm thinking about something else. Sorry, I am just focused on this particular thing, so I'm not able to talk. So we are just calling the class and creating some random data. Oops. We are basically using an array to add everything here. Cool. Now let's modify the question route file, route.py file. It's here actually. Cool. Now let's modify the questions.html template, index.html template. Okay, so let's go through the code once, and we'll just render it. So if you can see here, it's a div and it opens here, closed in here, and this is class new question, and this is the post method. Okay, form with the post method, text area, and this is another text area. Submit button is there, and here basically the question is basically going to get printed. Okay, from that questions data dictionary data, which okay, 1 second, what it is called, Okay, questions. Cool. That questions will ever contain all the question and answer. Cool. Let's copy it. Now let's restart the server. Cool. Now let's make it more interactive. Okay, now this code will basically put all the by using this update on the route, you will be able to update the data as well. Here. Okay, route. Yes. Now let's reboot the server and we'll see if it's working or not. Yep. What is the name of the galaxy? Cool, it's working. Now we can create a post thing as well. Now what I'm going to add is questions and create post option. I'm going to add in this particular code base. We will do it tomorrow. Now I'm gonna stop the streaming since it's 1.5 hours. Okay, so it's working fine. We'll start it from here only from tomorrow.